Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back. I'm Martin. So as we know by now, in Destiny 2, we lose all of our powers, the Cabal have come to invade the city, captured the Traveller, severing our connection to the light, and now it is our job to go out and find a way to restore the light. Well, it looks like we already have an idea of how we're going to do that. It was confirmed in an interview with Deej that the giant structure, the giant dome that you see in the European Dead Zone in all of the trailers, is in fact a shard of the Traveller, and you can even see that there's always been a piece missing from the underside of the Traveller all throughout Destiny 1. So it seems like during Destiny 2 story missions, we'll have to travel into the European Dead Zone and somehow use this shard to reconnect to the light and grant us new abilities. I wonder if this means that we'll actually get a peek at what's inside the Traveller and maybe some lore on its origins, because all we can see right now are these dark stormy clouds and light spilling from it. There's also one really tiny detail I'd like to point out that most of you may have missed during the trailer. If we slow down this part right here and look closely, there's this mysterious blue light coming from the Traveller. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. Maybe the Traveller finally awakens, maybe it's trying to do something before the Cabal take it, maybe it represents the light being taken away. We don't know, but I thought it'd be worth pointing out. According to one of the trailers, the European Dead Zone is going to be the biggest location Bungie have built so far, from fallen occupied towns to a Cabal starship. Located in the EDZ is also our new social space called The Farm. I'm not sure if this is a placeholder name or not, but this is what Bungie called it during the trailer. And it's here where we'll meet a new character called Hawthorne, who built her own community beyond the city walls. In the director, this social space can also be seen called Guardian Camp, so again, don't know if this is a placeholder or not, but either way, this is where we're going to go to collect our items, to go to the postmaster, to access our vaults, to decrypt our engrams, etc. Once we've regained our light, we must then head out in search of the Vanguard, now that they've scattered to different worlds, and bring everyone back together in order to launch an assault on the Cabal, and in the process, it looks like we're going to be pulling together our fleet of ships. Here in this cutscene we can see 9 or so ships flying towards the European Dead Zone, and it's even referred to by Zavala in a cutscene.
How long before the fleet's combat ready?
I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, but it would be pretty cool if there was at least one mission where we actually get to fly our ships into combat as we reclaim the city from the Cabal, and it isn't just limited to a cutscene. Now, something that's also really interesting that I saw from the trailers, it looks like Mercury and even the Sun might be destroyed. Just check these scenes out.
I am Gaul, and the light is mine.
Gaul is a different villain. He's not a psychopath who just wants to erase humanity off the face of the earth. He feels like this is something that is owed to him because of everything he's been through.
So, as you just saw, that was without a doubt a sun being destroyed. There's this huge machine firing a beam into the sun. However, I don't think it was our sun being destroyed. I just don't think it would make sense. I was talking about this at the Destiny 2 event with my good friend Tarquin, aka The Reachway, and he suggested that this might actually be like some kind of flashback cutscene showing another solar system that the Cabal have conquered and shows us what they are capable of. We already know that the Cabal have the firepower to destroy planets, and I have a feeling they're either going to attempt to destroy our sun as well, or they could be using it as an energy source. We can briefly see this giant machine in space firing some kind of beam into the sun, and it looks like this machine or ship or space station or whatever it is actually going to be a playable space where we'll get to fight the Cabal, as we can see from these clips, and we'll probably have to stop the Cabal from destroying our sun. This might actually make sense because a long while ago, I think maybe last year or maybe around the Taken King time, there was a rumour going around that Destiny 2 would actually be called Shattered Suns, which may not have been entirely false and could be what we're seeing here. Moving on here, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the Trials of the Nine. Just before the Destiny 2 reveal, someone leaked a bunch of information that actually turned out to be true. Everything they mentioned was spot on, and this was just before the reveal. and in the post they mentioned that the Trials of Osiris would now be called the Trials of the Nine. This is a really interesting change. The Trials of Osiris was set up as a way for Osiris to challenge Guardians and find those who were consistent and would always win, according to the law. So I wonder now if this means he's deemed as worthy and moved us on to the next challenge. The Nine are a mysterious group of characters in the lore who we have yet to meet. We don't know what they physically are. Theories suggest that they're actually these Leviathan-like creatures, but nothing is certain. All we know is Osiris has met with the Nine on Europa, the icy moon of Jupiter. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be going to Europa at launch, but the closest location we do have is Io, one of Jupiter's other moons. Now, from what it sounds like, the Trials of Osiris won't be the same as we know it. In an interview with IGN, Luke Smith said this: "I can't imagine shipping Destiny 2 and not having a Trials-like experience there very soon." Mark Noseworthy was also asked if the Trials will arrive before the release of the Osiris-themed DLC, and said fans can expect it way before that. He then went on to saying, "We've got some cool stuff planned for Trials that we're going to unveil later this year, so we don't want to give away too much." So there is going to be some kind of Trials elimination mode, but not quite the Trials of Osiris, which could be further evidence of the Trials of the Nine being true. I was thinking, what if it turns out that Europa is actually in the game, but instead of going to the lighthouse, you go to Europa instead as a reward for going flawless, or whatever the equivalent of going flawless will be in Destiny 2. So that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know what you think of all of this. Do you think the Cabal are actually going to try and destroy our sun? Leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, likes are greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here and turn on notifications for more content like this. Also, welcome to anyone who's recently come across my channel, and a big thank you to everyone for your support recently. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.